Guys, welcome to the video. My name is Abhinil Karani. My registration number is 20BDS0362 and this is for my Information Security Management Lab Assessment 3 and my topic is Nikto Vulnerability Analysis. So let's begin. What we will discuss is first of all we discuss what Nikto is, introduction to Nikto, why we use Nikto, advantages of Nikto and features of Nikto. Then we will discuss how to install Nikto, and finally after you have installed it in your system, I will show you some things you can do it with and some tutorials for Nikto. So to begin, introduction to Nikto. Nikto is an open source web server scanner that performs a comprehensive vulnerability assessment on web servers. It can detect a wide range of web server vulnerabilities and misconfigurations, including outdated software versions, server configuration errors, default files, and more. For doing penetration testing or to perform hacking, the hacker compiles a list of target surfaces and then uses a web server scanning tool like Nikto to hunt down vulnerabilities that could be potential attacks. So for penetration testing, what you need to do is first compile a list of target surfaces on which you have to attack, and then you will use a web server scanning tool like Nikto to see what vulnerabilities are present on that target surface. And Nikto is one of the most widely used website vulnerability tools in the industry, and in many circles, it is considered as an industry standard. Moving on, Nikto is an open source vulnerability scanner. It is written in Perl and it was originally released in late 2001. It performs checks for 6400 potential dangerous files and scripts, 1200 outdated server versions, and nearly 300 version specific problems on a web server. Because of this, you will see later that our Nikto will take a lot of time to scan a particular website. And moving on, it also captures and prints any cookies received. The Nikto code itself is a free software, but the data files it uses to drive the program are not. It also checks for server configuration items such as presence of multiple index files and HTTP server options, and will attempt to identify installed web servers and softwares. Scan items and plugins are frequently updated and can be automatically updated. There are some variations of Nikto, one of which is MacNikto. MacNikto is an AppleScript GUI shell script wrapper built in Apple's Xcode and interface builder, released under the terms of GPL. It provides easy access to a subset of features available in the command line version, and it is installed along with MacNikto application. So this was just an introduction of Nikto. Further, we will discuss the advantages Nikto has. So Nikto is designed to be quick and easy to use tool. You will see how easy it is further when we move on to the tutorial. Nikto provides users with detailed information about any vulnerabilities that it finds, along with suggestions on how to fix them. Usually Nikto is used for detecting if a website is vulnerable or not. Nikto is extremely efficient but is not stealthy. Any site with intelligent detection system or other security measure in place will detect that it has been scanned. Nikto is also highly configurable, allowing users to tailor the scanning process to their specific needs. Nikto includes support for SSL, a variety of authentication methods, and the ability to scan multiple hosts and ports simultaneously. Additionally, Nikto integrates with other vulnerability assessment tools such as Nmap to provide a more comprehensive picture of a network security posture. It can also sometimes integrate with msconfig and to provide a more comprehensive picture of network security posture. Moving on, these are some other features of Nikto that are present in the CIRT.net website. It provides SSL support, Unix with OpenSSL or maybe Windows with active states Perl/net SSL. It supports full HTTP proxy support, checks for outdated server components, and save reports in plain text, XML, HTML, NBE, or CSV. Template engine to easily customize reports. Scan multiple ports on a server or multiple servers via input file, including Nmap output, live Whiskers IDS encoding techniques. It is easily updated via command line. Identifies installed software headers, favicons and files. Host authentication with basic and NTLM. Subdomain guessing. Apache CGI wrap username enumeration. Mutation techniques to fish for content on web servers. Moving on, These are the features. It can scan tune to include or exclude entire classes of vulnerability checks, guess credentials for authorization realms, including many default ID/PW combos. Authorization guessing handles any directory, not just the root directory. It has enhanced false positive reductions via multiple methods, headers, page content, and content hashing. And it reports unusual headers seen. It has interactive status, pause and changes to verbosity settings. Save full request/response for positive tests. And replace saved positive requests. Maximum execution time per target. Auto pause at a specified time and checks for common parking sites. Now we will show you how to install Nikto in your system. So if you are running Kali Linux, Nikto will come pre-installed. I have a Kali Linux system, so for me Nikto will be pre-installed. But if not, you can just use the apt install command, that is apt install Nikto. If you're doing this on a Mac, you can use the home brew to install Nikto by using the brew install Nikto command. Otherwise, you can just go to the Nikto's GitHub page and from there you can download Nikto. I will show you how. So go to the GitHub page of Nikto. This is the GitHub page for Nikto and it's called sudo Nikto. And these are all the codes that you can run to download Nikto in the system: git clone http github slow Nikto main script, that is cd Nikto program, git checkout Nikto 2.5.0, and then you can run these commands to install Nikto in the system. You can also run as a Docker container, and this is how you will install Nikto in a system. So after installing Nikto, we move on to the tutorial, and for that you open a terminal. I'll just open a terminal. Okay. So after opening a terminal, you can enter Nikto help. This will enable you to get so many options that you can use your Nikto with. All these options are available. You can use update version to update database and plugins from crd.net. You can use the host command to get the target host and URL host, and the SSL command for force SSL mode on port, and config command to use this config file, display to turn the display on and off outputs. So many things you can use with Nikto. Now moving on, use the dash help option to get everything that can be done inside Nikto. We just seen this. Now since there are many options available, for now we will use a basic syntax for demonstration, that is Nikto dash help, then IP or address of the host. So first of all, we will scan this secure website, that is pbs.org.ssl, and see how that goes. So Nikto -h pbs.org.ssl .org/ssl. So this shows us the Nikto version, that is version 2.1.6. And what else information is available? We have our target host, target IP address 54.255.2.0.206.1.52, and the host name is pbs.org, target port, and oh okay, this is interesting. We get a server, that is OpenST server. This is a useful info that you can use. And we then know the anti-click jacking X frame option header is not present. The XSS protection header is not defined. This header can hint to the user agent to protect yourself from XSS. The site uses SSL, but since this is a secure site, I don't think we will get much vulnerabilities. But let's see what we get. This will take some time, so I have already prepared this same test for you. This will take some time. Let me see if I can open it up. This is not so. This is not the one. This is still going. Hostname pbs.org does not match certificate name www.pbs.org. Uncommon header found. Is still searching. Okay, while this completes, let's open another window and try to search another website which is also secure one, but let's see what happens. A new window. We will go Nikto dash help. Nikto dash h, not help, sorry. www dot itsecgames.com. This is not a secure web actually. So this might give us many errors. The default port is 80. If you do not mention the default target port, the default target port is 80. So this shows us the target IP is 3.31.3.96.40, and this also shows the start time and the target port 80, and the server is Apache. Now this will take a lot of time to run. Usually it takes 1440 seconds or something. And I have already run this test, as you might have seen in these tabs. And let's see if we can get it. Oh, this is not the one. Once again. Okay, this is the one. See, I have run this same command www.itsecgames.com. So what we can get the info from this is that, see, it took 1448 seconds to complete this full scan, and the XSS protection header is not defined, the X content type option header is not set, no CJ directives found. Now what important info we see is that allowed HTTP commands methods are get, head, post and options. Now this get method is useful because you can use get to retrieve files off of the web server, and you can look to enumerate software or versions. Through that way, that's a good way to gain info about the website. You can use this get method to get some info from the website. And also what we can see is this OSVDB file, which shows that the Apache default file found. What this OSVDB is, it's an open source vulnerability database. It is an independent and open source vulnerability database and provides accurate, detailed, and current and unbiased technical information on security vulnerabilities. So this is an important info we can found. You can use this to exploit vulnerabilities using Nmap or any other system, or any other system vulnerability exploiter. But for now, we have found that these are the vulnerabilities in our system. I had done another network scan, another host scan before, of www.afl.com.au. What this shows is, again, see, we get the target port, the IP address, and we also get this, that there are multiple IP addresses for this account, for this host. That is 23.201.53.168 or 23.201.53.137. And what we find is that this does not have any much vulnerabilities. We get the server is Akamai Ghost, and these are the information that we get. So this shows us that this website is a relatively safer website, and this website is not, this allows XSS scripting, and also this has a OSVDB vulnerability. So this is how you can use Nikto to perform vulnerability tests and scans, and that is how Nikto is very useful. So now we know what a wonderful tool Nikto is and how it can be used to figure out vulnerabilities in websites. And so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you. This shows us useful tool Nikto is and how it is useful for website vulnerability scanning. These are the references we use. This is the GitHub source. This is Wikipedia link for Nikto, and this is the cirt.net for Nikto.